Hey everyone, it's your boy Hot Dad here. I'm sure some of you have been wondering what the F has Hot Dad been doing, or what the H has Hot Dad been doing for this last month since this Shania Twain video. Has he just been doing dry erase stuff in private, only sharing a small amount of dry erase content? Well, I'm here to say that's not what I've been doing. What I've been doing is wearing this Sandra and Rita shirt, this Hot Dad Sandra and Rita shirt, and just unrolling these Hot Dad posters, just rolling them and unrolling them, and this is rolling and this is unrolling, and both of these are available at neongrizzly.com. So all joking and merch plugging aside, what have I been doing? I've been working on a number of things that I'm extremely excited about. Some of them are done, some of them are just waiting for other collaborators. This is some of my best stuff that I've ever made. IMHO. I've felt my creativity flourishing in a way it hasn't in a long time, and I'm really excited about that. Some of these ideas are just, I think, cutting edge and extremely weird, and I'm very grateful to have had them floating around in my brain, and I've been grabbing them and then starting to build them, and then they become beings of their own and their own creatures. There are so many things that are in the works. We've got my Jesus album. I wrapped that up and I'm waiting for mastering on that. I don't know when that's going to happen for sure, but I'm very, very excited to share that with you. There is a music video already completed for that as well. I've been working on my Serious Hot Dad full length. I would once again put serious in quotes, but I want to make the best Hot Dad full length I possibly can. When I made the Girls Who Care record, it was 4 or 5 years ago. My music making skills have improved immensely, and I'm so excited to apply that to Hot Dad and use a budget, use my boy Lil Mix, Andrew Morey, use his skills to produce the best Hot Dad record that anybody's ever heard, that's for sure. Those two things are happening, plus a bunch of really weird meta ideas that I'm so excited about. I've probably been saying the word excited a lot, but I am legitimately excited about these. I'm excited about some of these collaborations. I'm excited about what I have to offer you. And I promise you, it will be very soon that some of these things will be unleashed, and you're going to be so excited. You're going to love what you're seeing and hearing, and maybe you're going to be a little perplexed, and you're going to have some fun, and then so cool, and this rocks, and heavy metal symbols everywhere. So that has to do with the creative aspect of my life. What about personal changes that I've made? I have reduced my social media access by a lot. I check these things only in the morning. I still have temptation quite often to check them. There was a cycle of anxiety that I did not want to continue. I was having a hard time committing to different things in my life. I was being productive enough as a full-time creator. I was meeting my daily goals, but there were a lot of other things that I wasn't doing. I wasn't consuming enough media for inspiration. I wasn't watching enough TV shows and movies, and I wasn't doing the things that are designed to refresh the brain of a creative guy. So I don't think that I was putting my best foot forward for all of you by, constantly hitting the refresh button, by constantly being stuck in cycles of anxiety. And, it can be hard as you're building a career from the ground up, and creativity goes in waves where you initially are no good and no one knows about you. Then you improve, you do it repeatedly, you get better, and that is kind of the hardest part of creativity, in my opinion, is that once you've acquired these skills, once you've figured out how you want to represent and package and distribute your vision to the world, there's a matter of the audience growing and catching up with you. And I feel like I'm kind of at that point where I have a life that I'm extremely grateful for, but when I'm trying to build the audience, I can justify every overuse of social media as building the brand, or I need to be putting myself out there, or I'm trying to monitor the growth, or this or that. So for me, for the way that my mind works, I can't be on social media all the time. And thus, I have reduced my interactions. I try to schedule my tweets. I'm still trying to be creative as much as I can in that realm, but I'm trying to make it more concentrated. It's just not a healthy cycle. So I did all that. I reduced the social media. That made me happier. I reduced my email access. These are things that just never have benefited me in any particularly serious way. You know, checking my email before bed, whether it's good news or bad news I find, or no news, that's more likely to just prevent me from sleeping. So these are things I just don't need to keep an eye on all the time. And I guess I don't like feeds that are endless, and I don't like notification things, and I put my cell phone in grayscale, and see, look at this garbage. See, it looks terrible. It looks really unappealing. None of these colors appeal to me at all. And I didn't invent that idea. I will not take any kind of credit for that idea. But I stopped drinking coffee. I'm still drinking caffeinated teas, but I'm willing to bet that coffee was feeding into that anxiety. I think I feel better without it. I've been drinking pu'er tea or however you want to pronounce it, which is a fermented tea, and I've been loving it. It's good stuff. I'm gonna take a sip of it here. It's just as good as I was expecting, which is important. I stopped biting my nails as a part of this. They're probably not very big, but I've been biting my nails very extensively for a long time, and a lot of the times when I was in a cycle of being stuck and trying to write the best lyrics and not having anything come to my mind, I was just biting, and I was bleeding, and I was using liquid skin, and it was painful, and both of my parents do this, so I've been around it a lot. And while I do sometimes automatically put my nails in my mouth, I am not biting, and I'm now like having to, you know, wash them with a nail brush and file them and trim them and do all this stuff that I wasn't doing before. So I guess I've also lost about anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds in the past month and a few days or so. That's been really good too. I've wanted to do that for a long time. I'm a huge proponent of intermittent fasting. That's been the best thing that's worked for me. And I only eat one meal a day, which you might be thinking is a little crazy. But when I was around 15 years old, I fell in love for the first time, and I was about 270 pounds and 6'2". And over the course of a summer, via intermittent fasting, and this is after years of struggling to lose weight, and I was never like an active kid or anything, but I managed to lose like 45 pounds over a summer by only eating once a day, and I was just riding that love. I was just floating. I didn't need to eat. I barely needed to eat at all. And I lost all that weight, and I kept it off. I continued to lose that weight. I continued to lose, I think, 25 to 30 more pounds. I got down to about 189. I guess around the same time that I gave up social media and coffee and all this other stuff, I have an Instant Pot, and I love my Instant Pot now. And so I wanted to use my Instant Pot more, and I kind of inevitably fell into the guidelines for Tim Ferriss's slow carb diet. It's not that I wanted to follow a diet. It's not that I was trying to follow a diet. It just happens that the Instant Pot is perfectly suited for cooking dry beans and fresh chicken and all these sorts of things that are absolutely wonderful in it. Ultimately, I started cooking more from scratch and eating healthier in general, and I have simply lost some weight along with intermittent fasting. And I've been maintaining this weight of about 221 to 225 via intermittent fasting. I've been doing that for a really long time now, for about 4 years, and it just hit me at the same time as everything else. I was like, why am I maintaining this higher weight when if I'd implement a period of serious discipline, I could be maintaining a lower weight? And it would make my walking easier, it'd be less stress on my joints, it'd be all that sort of stuff. But anyway, I try to be pretty healthy. I try to do my best. I stand at my desk all day. I bike a lot of places. I go for 4 to 5 mile long walks. I'm not trying to be a big bulk master, but I like to do my push-ups. I like to do things that maintain my body as I age. Try to prevent injury. Try to do it right, you know? So anyway, I get to eat a lot for my one meal, and I'm losing weight. My energy levels are great, and I'm happy. The key here is that I'm very happy. I'm very happy with all these changes I've been making. I've been meditating more as well. It helps me calm my mind down. It helps me when I can't seem to focus on anything at all, or I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling a little down. Meditation's been there for me. So I just want all of you to know that I'm trying to make these changes to be able to present my best work to you, to be able to present the best version of myself. And I think that there were a lot of repetitive, unhealthy behaviors that I wouldn't even call them addictions. I don't think I would say that I was addicted to social media. I was still meeting my responsibilities. I was still being the person I wanted to be most of the time. But even with this social media me eschewing social media. I'm not like the most productive being in history now, but I am meeting other goals each day that I was not meeting before. I've been reading more. I like to do vocabulary building books on my Kindle. I think those are fun. Yeah, I feel great. I feel like I'm doing better now than I was. I haven't posted a ton of pictures of her, but we have a foster kitty, Polly. She's 9 years old, and she's beautiful and weird. And we've had her, I think, since about February 1st. And that's been great. It's probably going to be tough when somebody adopts her. And I don't know how we're going to be feeling when that happens, but it's been great to have a kitty around. She's been a lot of fun, and it's nice to care for another being, one that doesn't even really understand anything that you're doing for it other than giving it food. I'm saying this out of order here for sure, but so what am I doing here? I'd like to spend more time, and I don't know how often this will be, but I just want to spend more time talking to y'all. Maybe talk about a topic. I've got some topics I've been thinking about. Put a little bit of the real dad out there, a little bit of the true dad, the dad of truth, the raw dad. All of my ranting against social media aside, it can be tough to reach all of you on YouTube sometimes, so make sure you're following me on all the social medias. I'm at Hotter Dad on Instagram, I'm at Hotter Dad on Twitter, I'm at Hotter Dad on Facebook. I guess I'm just at Hotter Dad. I try to make concentrated little jokes and goofs, and I am posting about the videos on there, so if you're missing stuff sometimes, if you're saying, why didn't I see that new one, the one where Hot Dad did that crazy thing in the vid, and he made that, what's that called? The guitar. Did one of those in it. You can find that on the social media. So yeah, I hope all of you are doing well. I can't wait to share these new videos with you. Can't wait to share these new songs. There's some truly great things coming up in the Hot Dad universe. And I'm so grateful to be here presenting these sorts of things to you, to be able to just stand at my standing desk and sit at my sitting desk and try to make things that represent me. Real clear looks into my soul and my heart. And so yeah, I just wanted to do an update for you. It's been a while since I talked to the camera. It's been a while since I've presented myself. And there's a lot of vulnerability in my work, I think. And sometimes you might want to see the person behind that vulnerability. Sometimes you might want to potentially have a one-sided conversation with them like this. I'm energized, I'm excited, and I can't wait to share these new things I've been making with you. And you're going to love them, you're going to be so excited about them, and you're going to have fun. And I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so grateful that I get to make weird stuff for you. Thank you so much to the patrons. Thank you so much to all the people on here, etc. Couldn't do what I do without you. Couldn't do what I do without Peter B., the best video editor in the business, the best video teeth in the game. And I guess that's it for now. I'm gonna go work on some songs that I'm gonna eventually finish. So I love y'all. Peace.